Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you several simple steps on how you can season your new ceramic pot cookware. Please be careful because here we are talking about non-glazed pieces of ceramics. Glazed ones don't have to be seasoned, so if you have those, you don't need to worry about this. Maybe seasoning is something that commonly refers to stainless steel and cast iron, but this kind of seasoning is slightly different and it should be applied only once before you really first use your ceramic pot cookware. And stay with me until the end of the video because I'm going to share with you several simple tricks that you can use in order to maintain your ceramic pot cookware successfully. I'm doing this for several years and I hope this experience will be also helpful for you. So share with me in the comments, was this method effective for you and was this video useful? So let's go.
So the first step after you have bought your clay pot cookware is to clean it, of course. But one thing is crucial: don't use any of the detergents when cleaning your new cookware. Instead, use just sponge and water. Ceramic is pretty porous, so if you use detergents, they will be absorbed by ceramics irreversibly. I have found that the best practice is to use new sponge that you are going to apply just for your ceramic cookware. After cooking, use the same method to clean your cookware. So, this is all you need to know about cleaning practices of the ceramics. The next step is to put your non-glazed ceramic pot or some other kind of cookware vessel in the water overnight. Around 7 to 8 hours will be more than enough for water to get into every pore of the ceramics. I have bought this new plastic can that is appropriate size for my new cookware. It costs around 2 to 3 euros, so it can be really useful for this job. You can also use sink full filled with water or even bath if you have several cooking vessels that you want to season in once. But be sure that you clean your bath or sink because ceramic can get in contact with something that you don't want. I practice to do this in a plastic can because, at least in my house, someone always needs sink or bath. So it wouldn't be clever to full fill it with water and put some ceramic pots overnight. So this would be all from immersing your ceramic pot, and now we can move to the next step. After sinking the cookware in water overnight, left it on room temperature for 2 to 3 hours, depending on cookware size, to dry out. The next step is simple. Use any kind of oil or fat that you have at your home to cover your non-glazed cooking vessel. I prefer using sunflower, but it is just my personal preference. Here I am just showing you what is the difference between dried and wet ceramics. On the other words, how can you know when your ceramics dried? Be sure that you cover both inner and outer part of your cooking vessel and use a lot of oil or fat. I usually do this by hand because I like the feeling of touching the surface of ceramics, but of course you can use something else like silicone brush to add the oil on the top. Last but not the least, put the seasoned cookware in the cold oven and heat it up to 150 degrees for 1 hour. But be careful, the important part with ceramics is to avoid thermal shocks. This can lead to big cracks regardless the type of ceramic cookware that you have. After 1 hour on 150 degrees, increase the temperature to 2050 degrees and leave it for another 1 hour. If after that time your ceramic cookware is not perfectly dry, leave it for another half an hour and it should be more than enough for oil to evaporate. Here we have a glass cooktop, and actually it can be used to prepare food with non-glazed pieces of ceramics. But you need to be careful. Always use the cooktop that has a greater surface than the bottom of your ceramic pot or pan. If the heating surface is smaller, it can lead to unequal heat transfer and cookware cracking, and that is definitely something that you don't want. Also, I highly recommend using of the heat diffuser, not just because it helps dispersion of the heat, but because it will protect your cooktop from potential scratches. Try to avoid exposing your ceramic cookware to any kind of thermal shock. For instance, do not put your cookware in preheated oven. That is one of the most common mistakes when people starting their journey with ceramic cookware. The right way will be to put your ceramic pot in oven and then to switch on the heat. And the last tip. Even if it seems like that removing of your ceramic cookware from heat right to the sink or kitchen countertop can make the damage, actually it also causes thermal shock. So always use some wooden or silicone board. You will be able to find hundreds of recipes on internet that includes non-glazed ceramic cookware, and they will explain the actual process of food preparation in this kind of cookware. However, keep these things in mind and enjoy your journey with ceramic cooking vessels. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and see you in the next video.